Welcome to CNP Math.
Hi there, fifth graders, and welcome back to another edition of CNP Math. Let's get it rolling. Today we have lesson 2.2, chapter 2, lesson 2. If you might notice that we're kind of skipping around lessons, skipping one, just a little bit random like that. That's just how our book rolls, and we will cover everything that we skip in different ways, not necessarily a video, just so you know. Our learning target for the day today, you will be able to divide whole numbers. How are we going to divide whole numbers? By using what is called long division, all right? First things first, you need to know which number is which. A little bit of vocabulary here, all right? The number that is underneath this thingamajig with two sides is called the dividend. So the number underneath the thingamajig with two sides is the dividend, okay? The number on the outside of the thingamajig with two sides is the divisor. That is known as the divisor. And your answer to a division problem is known as the quotient. Very important for you to know those vocabulary words when it comes to long division. Dividend, divisor, quotient. All right? With long division, kind of a phrase that I use to help students memorize the steps to long division is, does McDonald's sell Big Macs? Okay? The D stands for divide. The M stands for multiply. The S stands for subtract. The B stands for bring down. Okay? And when we do a practice problem, I'll kind of guide you through each and every one of those steps. But if you need help remembering that, think, does McDonald's sell Big Macs? All right? Let's go into an example problem here. 249 divided by 3. Now in division, the first number is always the number that goes underneath the thingamajig with two sides. The first number is the dividend. All right? The second number, what you are dividing by, goes on the outside, which is the divisor. Very important that you understand that as well. Okay? Now, first step. We divide this first number in the dividend by 3. In other words, we see how many 3's go into 2. Okay? How many 3's go into 2? None, right? So what you can do is put an X up above the 2 because 3 does not go into 2. All right? Now, 24 divided by 3. How many 3's go into 24? 8. So we put the 8 up top. Okay? We did 24 divided by 3. Gives you 8. Our next step in does McDonald's sell Big Macs is multiply. What are we multiplying? 3 times 8. Which is, of course, 24. We put the 24 right underneath the 24, and we're on to the next step. Sell. What does the S stand for? Subtract. So we subtract 24 from 24. We draw our line, we make sure our numbers are lined up. 24 minus 24 is 0, of course. All right? Now, what's our next step? If you take a look at, does McDonald's sell Big Macs? The B stands for bring down. So we bring down the 9. Highly encourage you to draw a line, draw an arrow, bringing that 9 down. All right. Now we are back to the beginning of our phrase. Does. Divide. 9 divided by 3. And what some students like to do is draw it out like it's another division problem, another long division problem, 9 divided by 3, all right? Or how many 3's go into 9? 3. You put the 3 up top, okay? Our next step tells us to multiply 3 times 3, which is 9. What does our next step say? Subtract. Subtract. 9 minus 9 is 0. All right. Our next step says to bring down, but over here, we don't have anything else to bring down. And also, we don't have anything left over. We don't have a remainder here. It's 0. All right. So in this long division problem, we do not have a remainder. Our final answer is 83. 249 divided by 3 equals 83 is your quotient of that problem. Two divided by 9. Another way to write that problem is 972 divided by 9. Notice how the first number is our dividend underneath the thingamajig with 2 sides, and our second number is the divisor on the outside of that symbol. All right? Let's go to the steps here. Divide, okay? We go to this first number here, 9 divided by 9, or how many 9's go into 9? 1. We put the 1 up top. Our next step says to multiply. We multiply 9 times 1, which is, of course, 9. What does our next step say here? Subtract, of course. 9 minus 9 is 0. Our next step says to bring down. Draw our line, bring down the 7. Okay? Now we go back to the very beginning. So this is when it gets a little bit tricky. When we bring down a number and this number is less than this number, that tells us we need to put what's called a place value 0 up here, all right? Because 9 does not go into 7. We brought 7 down, 9 doesn't go into 7, right? So we put our 0 there, okay? We still multiply. 9 times 0 is 0. Subtract. You end up with 7, all right? Bring down. You bring down this 2, and we are left with 72. We go back to the very beginning, divide, and does McDonald's sell Big Macs? 72 divided by 9 gives you 8. We multiply 9 times 8, which is 72. We subtract. 72 minus 72 is 0. So we brought all of our numbers down. We are left with 0 on the bottom, which means 0 is our remainder. We don't have a remainder. There's nothing left to do on this division problem. So our quotient, or our answer, is 108. That is your lesson on dividing whole numbers using long division. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. See you later.